Hey guys, Adam Trigger here, wagertalk.com. It is Monday, and I'm here with a free play in the MLB. Before I get into it, please like and subscribe so we can keep bringing you free plays all season long. I've got 4 winners for clients going into Monday. My 5th one is going to go in KBO. That's going in the morning, so head on over to my page, wt.buzz/AT, and let's see if we can hit 5 straight client best bet winners. But for now, I'm going to talk about one of the only MLB games on Monday's card that I have an opinion on. Not going to be a client play for me because it's a little pricey, but it is my strongest opinion, at least at this point for Monday. That's the Astros playing the A's. And let's just start with the A's. They've been a total revelation to this point. I've been higher than most on the A's, coming into the season. But I didn't expect this. 19-23. I mean, this is a team that was projected to win like 60 games, maybe at maximum this year. And up until a couple of days ago, they had played 500 baseball pretty much, throughout the first month and a half of the season. The craziest stat with this A's team, 55 home runs this season. It's 4th in the major leagues. The only teams with more homers are the Orioles, Yankees, and Dodgers. And then the A's are 4th, something that, if you told me that was going to happen, even a month ago, I would have said you were crazy, but they found a way to hit the ball to the ballpark, and their bullpen has been outstanding when they have a lead. Much in thanks to Mason Miller, who's emerged as one of the top relief pitchers in baseball. But I really, truly believe the A's have managed to maximize their output just to get to 4 games under 500. Because of that, and now where they're at in the market, I do think this might be the time to start jumping in and playing against the A's, which a month ago everyone was doing anyway. But now you're getting some prices like the ones we're seeing here with the Astros, where it's actually reasonable to do so. If the Astros weren't 15-25 right now, they would be probably minus 250 in this game. I see it's ticked up, but when I chose this game to talk about today, I saw a minus 175, minus 170. Even if it's minus 180 or minus 185, I think you're getting a massive discount on the Astros for that record. When that record, yes, it's underachieving. It's maybe the Astros aren't what they've always been, in their years of contending for a World Series, but they had a lot of injuries out of the gate. And some of those guys are getting healthy. And I think this past weekend might be a little bit of a foreshadowing for what both of these teams are going to be going forward, which is all we really care about. We don't care about what's happened so far. We care about what's happening in the future and how we can profit off that. And what I saw was an A's team that lost 6 of 8, made a bunch of errors, had their starting pitching just pounded on a game-to-game basis. And I saw an Astros team that took 2 of 3 in a tough series at Detroit, has now won 3 of their last 4, and are starting to actually score runs. So they've been hitting all year, but they're scoring runs. And they come off of a season-high 18 hits coming into this game. So, you've got an A's team, starting pitching ERA, last 8 games is over 8. And that doesn't count all the unearned runs they gave up by kicking the ball all over the field. And then you've got an Astros team that comes in, playing arguably their best ball of the year. So I'm selling one, I'm buying the other, and that's what sort of points me to the Astros here. Ross Stripling is a guy I've always been willing to fade. I typically don't like to play against pitchers that just came off like arguably their worst start of the season, which is what Stripling's was last time out. But he's been a guy I've been willing to play against regardless of what team he's on for a while. So I have no problem going against him. And, Spencer Arrighetti, I'll talk about him for a second because, I see the numbers like everyone else does, 0-4, 8.44 ERA, 2.02 whip. But I've watched a ton of this guy at AAA, and I don't think people understand that he's not supposed to be in the big leagues right now. The plan was never to have him up this early. He probably wasn't a guy that you would have expected to see up until later this year, and only if he had a really good first half in AAA. But that's how desperate the Astros became for pitching. They had no other choice. So you had a guy that really wasn't ready to be in the big leagues get thrown into the fire against teams like the Royals, the Braves, the Cubs, the Guardians, the Yankees. Those are his first 5 big league starts this year. At Royals, Braves at home, at Cubs, home against the Guardians where he actually pitched well, and then at Yankees. That is a brutal stretch for any pitcher, let alone a kid that's getting called up that wasn't even, that's really not probably supposed to be in the big leagues yet. So now he gets to see an A's lineup. And you know what? You look over into that A's dugout, and those are a lot of the guys he's seen in the PCL the last couple of years. You've got Langoliers, Harris, Ruiz, Soderstrom, all guys that have been at AAA Las Vegas for considerable time, the past couple of years. So this is really the first time where I think Arrighetti is going to feel confident. Like, hey, I've seen a lot of these hitters in the minors. I know how to get these guys out. And that's the big thing. If he's not giving up the home run, which we've already talked about is the way that the A's score most of their runs, I think he actually might have a nice outing here because he really does have good swing and miss stuff. And the reason he's not really a big league pitcher yet is the command and walking guys. And you go back to starts like against the Royals, against the Braves, against the Cubs, they were able to work counts, get guys on base, and ultimately, get the hit that did him in. The A's don't really do that. Like, I think he could rack some strikeouts up here, and I actually think he'll have his best outing yet because I do think that this is a step down from what he's been facing so far in the big leagues. We'll leave it here. The Astros have absolutely owned this A's team. Go back to the middle of 2022, last 20 meetings, the Astros are 16-4. They come off playing, one of their better series of the season. I think this is the time where the Astros start to take a step forward. And I think minus 185 is actually a bargain. If the Astros were 500 team right here, you'd be laying well over $2. So Astros, minus 180, whatever it is, it's the best thing I see on the board for Monday. Again, like and subscribe so we can keep bringing you free picks. And head on over to Wager Talk, wt.buzz/AT, where I'll be going for my 5th client play best bet winner in a row in the morning in KBO. It's up on my page now. We'll talk to you guys soon.